In the heart of the Mesoamerican jungle, as civilization blossomed, reaching for the heavens, the Maya, astronomers, mathematicians, architects of the impossible. They charted the stars with breathtaking precision, developed a complex writing system, and built cities that rivaled any in the world, stone monuments that touched the sky, intricate calendars that mapped time itself. They were a civilization ahead of its time, a testament to human ingenuity. But then, almost in the blink of an eye, the silence fell. The great cities were abandoned, the stone temples swallowed by the jungle. This is the story of the empire that vanished overnight. What happened to the Maya? For centuries, their cities pulsed with life. Tikal, Calakmul, Palenque, these were not just clusters of buildings, but sprawling urban centers, home to millions. Their society was a complex tapestry of kings, priests, artisans, and farmers. They understood the concept of zero long before many other cultures. Their pyramids were not just tombs, but celestial observatories, aligned with the movements of sun, moon, and stars. Imagine the bustling markets, the vibrant ceremonies, the intellectual fervor in the halls of their scribes. They were a people deeply connected to their cosmos. Their beliefs etched into every stone and every stela. Their influence stretched across the region, a network of trade and tribute, war and diplomacy. They were at the pinnacle of their power, a seemingly unshakable foundation of culture and knowledge. It felt as if their golden age would last forever. But the universe they so carefully charted held secrets they could not predict, and forces they could not control. The first whispers of trouble came not as a roar, but as a subtle change in the rhythm of the rains. The predictable seasons, the lifeblood of their maize-based agriculture, began to falter. Decades turned into a century of relentless, punishing drought. The once lush fields turned to cracked earth, the cenotes, sacred wells believed to be gateways to the underworld, dried up. Skeletons found in these dry caves tell a desperate story of people searching for the last drops of water. The gods, it seemed, had turned their backs. The Maya kings, who claimed to mediate between the earthly realm and the divine, found their power eroding with the soil. Lavish rituals and desperate sacrifices were made to appease the rain god Chak. But the skies remained stubbornly clear, the foundation of their world. The agricultural cycle that fed millions was crumbling beneath their feet. With resources dwindling, the delicate balance of power shattered. The once great city-states, already rivals, turned on each other with a new ferocity. Border skirmishes escalated into brutal, all-out wars. Archaeological evidence shows fortifications being hastily erected around cities that once stood open and proud. Inscriptions on stone monuments, which once celebrated royal births and astronomical events, began to document battles, captives, and conquests. It was a fight for survival, a desperate struggle for the last remaining pockets of fertile land and clean water. The social fabric, stretched thin by famine, was now being torn apart by conflict. The Maya were not just fighting the climate, they were fighting themselves. This escalating warfare only accelerated the decline, diverting resources from agriculture and infrastructure, and leaving a trail of destruction that further crippled their ability to recover. The collapse was not a single event, but a domino effect, as crops failed and cities warred. Disease likely swept through the malnourished and weakened populations. The intricate trade networks that connected the Maya world fell apart, isolating communities and cutting off essential goods. People began to abandon the great stone cities, the symbols of their civilization's power. It wasn't a mass exodus overnight, but a gradual bleeding out. Families likely packed what they could and simply walked away from the urban centers, seeking refuge in smaller, more sustainable villages in the highlands or along the coasts. The kings and the elite, stripped of their authority and their divine mandate, lost control. The complex social hierarchy disintegrated. The knowledge of the scribes, the secrets of the calendar, began to fade as survival became the only priority. The great monuments ceased to be built. The stories stopped being carved in stone. But the Maya did not vanish. Their story did not end. It transformed. While the great cities of the southern lowlands were reclaimed by the jungle, Maya culture persisted. It adapted. In the northern Yucatan and the highlands of Guatemala, new cities like Chichen Itza and Mayapan rose to prominence, carrying the torch of their civilization. The descendants of those who built the Great Pyramids are still here today. Millions of Maya people live across Mexico and Central America, speaking their ancestral languages, practicing traditions that blend ancient beliefs with new ones. They are farmers, artists, and scholars, a living link to that magnificent past. The collapse of their classic period was not the end of their people, but a traumatic, transformative chapter in a story that continues to be written today. As we walk through the hauntingly beautiful ruins, we are walking through the ghosts of a fallen world. Moss and vines cling to the very stones that once represented the height of human achievement. The jungle, which they once tamed, has returned to claim its own. The silence is broken only by the call of howler monkeys and the whisper of the wind through the canopy. These temples are a powerful, humbling reminder. A reminder that even the most advanced and powerful civilizations are fragile, dependent on the delicate balance of the natural world. The story of the Maya is a cautionary tale, etched in stone and reclaimed by nature, speaking to us across the centuries. It asks us to consider our own relationship with our planet, and to remember that nothing is permanent. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the past. The mystery of the Maya continues to fascinate and inspire. If you found this story as compelling as we do, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more explorations into the great enigmas of human history. Until next time, keep questioning.